Hello, welcome to the Maths Live video, and in this video I'll be discussing this paper, and this is the Sevenoaks paper for January 2018, and here are the answers in case you've already done that paper. And I'll be going through each question in this.
तो हो गया लाइव वो कह रही है मैं हूँ लाइव मेरे को बाहर निकाल रही है मुझे मेरे को से बाहर निकाल रही
Okay, so here's the first question. And this is the easy one because this question asks that Sophie is putting sweets in party bags for her friends, and she has, and all the sweets and the number of sweets are given, and we need to find how many sweets does she have in total. So in this question, we just have to add all these values. So we have to do 80 plus 78 plus 68 plus 56 plus 44 plus 12, and it will give the answer, which is 388. Next question. She shares the sweets equally among 3 bags. How many sweets are there in each bag? 13, sorry. She shares among 13 bags. So we have to divide the total number of sweets by 13. And so 38 divided by 13 is 2. A remainder, because 13 times 2 is 26, and the remainder is 12. So I write 12 on top, and imagine this is 128 now, and the second digit would be 128 over 13. So we know that 13 times 10 should be 130, and 128 is a bit less than 130, so we'll go with 13 times 9, and 13 times 9 would be 117. So the remainder is 11, so we got 29, remainder 11. So the answer is a mixed fraction, 29, 11 over 13. Oh, sorry. I might have done something wrong. The answer is 26. Let me check this value, because 388 divided by 13 is 29, 11 over 13. So the answer must not be 26 in this case. I'll come back to this question, or maybe I need to double check this calculation. So because the question says that she shares the sweets equally, that means that the answer should be an integer. So this value must be wrong because it cannot be divided by 13. So let's double check this calculation. So I got 8 plus 8, 16, plus 4, 20, plus 8, 28. 8 plus 2, 10, plus 7, 17. 17 plus 6, 23. 23 plus 5, 28. Plus 5, 32. 33. So it is, oh, okay. So here's the mistake. It was 338, not 388. So now we can divide this by 13. 338 over 13. 33 over 13 is 2, because 13 times 2 is 26. And the remainder is, let me write it more clearly. So 33 over 13 is 2, remainder 7. And 78 over 13 is 6. So that's the answer, 26. So here I used that 13 times 2 is 26. That's why the remainder was 7, because 33 minus 26 is 7. And then 13 times 6 is 78. So next digit is 6. So the answer is 26. Okay, question 2. A concert hall has 28 rows of 35 seats. How many seats are there in a concert hall? In the concert hall. So this is simply multiplying, because there are 128 rows and there are 35 seats in each row. So this is a multiplication question. So 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. And 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. And then put a 0 here and cancel these. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2, 8. And 3 times 1 is 3. Add. That's 0. That's 4 plus 4, 8. 6 plus 8, 14. 3 plus 1, 4. So there are 4,480 seats. Next question. If the concert hall is 75% full, how many seats are empty? So if it is 75% full, that means it's 25% empty. So we need to find 25% of the total number of seats, which is 4,480. So we need to find 25% of 4,480. So that would be 25 over 100. Write 25% as a fraction. And then off means multiply by 4,480. And we can simplify this fraction. 25 over 100 is 1 over 4, because dividing both of them by 25, 25 over 25 is 1, and 100 over 25 is 4. So that simplifies to 1 over 4. So this is simply 4480 divided by 4, which is 1. 4 over 4 is 1, 4 over 4 is 1, 8 over 4 is 2, and 0 over 4 is 0. So it's 1120. These are the number of seats which are empty. And that's the next page. Question 3. Calculate minus 3 times 2 minus 9. So here we use the BODMAS rule, and we have to be careful on which numbers we multiply or add first. So multiplication takes the priority. So we'll do minus 3 times 2 first. So this is minus 3 times 2 is minus 6. So can everyone see it? Okay, so minus 3 times 2 is minus 6 and minus 9. The answer should be negative because like imagining a number 9, we're on minus 6 and we're going 9 places further left. So the answer would be minus 15. Next question is 4 cubed. That just means 4 times 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16, and times it by 4 again, which is 64. Next one, 2 plus minus 4 times minus 3. So we'll do minus 4 times minus 3 first. So this will be 2. So when two negative numbers multiply together, the answer is positive. So that would be plus 4 times 3, 12. So here's a general rule that when we multiply two same signs together, the answer is always positive, and when one sign is positive and one sign is negative, the answer is negative in multiplication. So in this case, both signs are the same, both are negative, so the answer would be positive. So minus 4 times minus 3 is positive 12. So 2 plus 12, which is 14. Last part, 11 minus 5 minus 11 over 3. So we can write this like this. Write this question like this because it's in brackets. So we're not only doing 11 over 13, we're doing 5 minus 11 over 13. So 5 minus 11 is minus 6 over 3. Sorry, not 13, 3. Minus 6 over 3 is minus 2. Negative sign stays there, and 6 over 3 is 2. This one is minus 2. Okay, fourth question. Nicola has 4 number cards. She arranges them to form two two-digit numbers. She multiplies the numbers together. Calculate the largest possible answer. So arranging 4 numbers into groups of 2 each. So the total number of possible ways is 6 to do this. So I'll write all the ways here. One way is 12, 1 and 2. Another way is 1 and 8, 18. Another way is 1 and 9, 19. And now we'll start from 2. 2 and 8, 28. 2 and 9, 29. And now I'll start from the third card, 8, 8, 9. So these are the 6 possible ways. It's a bit blurry. No, it's fine. Okay, if I choose 12, the next one would be 89. Let's make a table. if I choose 18, the next possible number could be okay, these are just numbers. This is not 12 yet, it's just 1 and 2. It could be 21 also. 1 and 8, so leftover is 2 and 9. If I choose 1 and 9, the leftover is 2 and 8. If I choose 2 and 8, 1 and 9. And if I choose 2 and 9, the leftover is 1 and 8. 8 and 9, that would be 1 and 2. So we want to find the largest possible answer. So we want the number to be as large as possible. So instead of 12, I will take 21, because 21, multiplying something by 21 is obviously larger than multiplying by 12. So I'll choose this to be 21, and this to be 18, that one to be 91, this one to be 82, and this one to be 92, and this one to be 98. Then 21 times 98 would be bigger than 21 times 89. So this would be 21 times 98. 81 times 92 would be bigger. And 91 times 82 would be bigger than 91 times the alternative 28. 82 times 91, and this would be 81, this would be 21. But now we have some repeats. 98 times 21 is repeated, so I'm going to cancel this. 81 times 92 is written 2 times, and 82 times 91 is written 2 times. So I just need to check these 3 and see which result is the largest. So let's do it one by one. So I suspect it would be one of these, because 21 is relatively a small number. So let's check for these two first. 81 times 92. So we need to find this is larger or this is larger. So this will be 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 8, 16. 9 times 1, 9, and 9 times 8, 72. And add them. That would be 2, 15, 4, 7. And this will be 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 9, 18, 0, 8 times 1, 8, and 8 times 9, 72. So here we got 7,452, and here we got 7,462. So this one is bigger. So 91 times 82 is larger than 81 times 92. So this can't be the largest. And let's double check 98 times 21 also. So that's 8, 9, 8 times 2, 16, and 2 times 9, 18, plus 1, 19. That is 8, that's 15, that's 10, and that's 2. This is 2,500 and 2,058. 2,058 is much smaller than this number here. So that's our answer. This is the largest possible number. 7,400 and 7,462. And this one is 91 times 82. That's the largest possible number we can make when we multiply numbers from these cards, when we multiply two-digit numbers from these. That's 7462. Next question. This is a rounding question. Round 325.48 to the following degrees of accuracy. So first one is nearest 100. So we round this off to nearest 100 by writing 2 zeros here, because 100 has 2 zeros, and we have to decide which digit will go here. So the number is 325.48. So to the nearest 100, our answer would be an integer, so we can ignore this. And here we'll put 0, 0, and here we have to decide, will this digit stay 3 or will it become one number larger, 4? And because the next number is less than 5, 2 is less than 5, so we'll stay with 3. So this number rounds off to 300. And next one, to nearest 10. To nearest 10, so we'll put a 0 here and decide on this digit, and the first digit will stay the same, 3. And now on the middle digit we have to decide, will it stay 2 or will it become 3? Because the next digit is 5, which is more than or equal to 5, our next digit would become 3. So 2 will become 3. We'll write 3 here because 25 is closer to than 20. It's in a midway, but we'll consider it to be closer to 30 because it rounds off to 30. So that is 330 to the nearest whole number. So here we need to ignore the decimal points and write it as a whole number, because the first decimal point is 125. To one decimal place. So this is initially to 2 decimal places, and to 1 decimal place we have to write it to 1. So we have to decide, will the decimal point stay 4 or will it become 5? So we look at the next digit, which is 8. That's more than 5, so this would be 5. So we increase the digit. Instead of writing 4, we'll write 5, because 48 is closer to 50 than it is to 40. That's 325.5 to 1 decimal place. And if the question was to 2 significant figures and 1 decimal place, we can just include a 0. That would be 2 significant figures. But we just have to write it to 1 decimal place. So that's the answer. Question 6. Arrange the numbers in ascending order. So that's from smallest to largest. So which is the smallest number in this? It's easier if I write everything to same decimal points. It would be easier to compare. That I can add a 0 here, and I can add 2 zeros here. The number will stay the same. 1 0 here, and this is already to 3 decimal places, and put 2 zeros. Now everything is to 3 decimal places, and all of them has 1. Like all of them are 1 point something. So here we have 20 after the decimal point. Here we have 200. Here we have 150 after the decimal point. So that's like 1 point, these numbers. Here we have 8, and this is 900. So now it's very familiar. So the smallest of them is this one. That's the smallest. Second smallest is 20. Third smallest is 150. fourth one 200, and the largest is this number here. So now we just put in numbers. First one was 1.008, and next 1.020, next was 1.15. We can write as it was given, and next was 1.2, and the largest one is 1.9. So that's arranged in ascending order. Question 7. The sum of three different primes is 16. What are the three primes? What are the three numbers? So I'm going to list all the prime numbers, like starting from the smallest. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13. All the primes less than 16, because sum is 16, so there's no point considering it more than 16, because then the sum won't be able to be 16. So we have to add 3 of them to make the sum 16. So 13 plus 2 is 15, but we need one more to make it 16. So this can't be possible, because 1 is not a prime number. 2 is the smallest prime and is the only even prime number. And if I choose 11, 11 plus 2 would be 13, plus 3, that is 16. So this works. 13, 11 plus 2, 13 plus 3, 16. So our three prime numbers are 2, 3, and 11. Question 8. Blackcurrant cordial is diluted in the ratio 1 part cordial to 4 parts water. So the ratio of cordial to water is 1 part and 4 parts of water. So the ratio is 1:4. How much water should be mixed with 30 ml of cordial? So here we're considering milliliters, so everything is in ml. This is what we need to find. So we can simply use this trick, which makes the thinking easier, like cross multiply. So 1 times x is equal to 4 times 30. So this unknown number x is 4 times 30. 4 times 3 is 12, and that's 30, so to 0, or multiplied by 10. So x is 120 ml. So that's simply 120 ml times by 4. And also because 4 is 4 times 1, so this would be 4 times 30. How much cordial should be used to make 750 ml of drink? So in this we need to find how many parts is 750 divided into. So like 1 plus 4, so that 1 part plus 4 parts is 5 parts in total in this ratio. We have to divide this sum by, we have to divide 750 by this sum, which is 5. So 7 over 5 is 1, remainder 2, 25 over 5 is 5, and add a 0, because 0 over 5 is 0. So this is 150. That means that these two numbers should add up to 150. These two add up to 4, and these two should add up to 150. No, sorry. These two should add up to 750. But it's not the same. Sorry, I should write it again. That's 1:4. And now we know the total, but we don't know this part and this part. So these two should obviously add up to 750 because that should be the total. Here we know the total and we need to find these two parts. So we know that it's divided like 1:4, and we know the total, but we need to find these two. And we know that 1 plus 4 is 5, so we did 750 over 5 to find what are both of them multiplied by. So they both are multiplied by 150 to get from here to here. So this would be 1 times 150, which is 150, and this part would be 150 times 4. So double of 150 is 300, and double it again. Timesing by 4 is doubling it 2 times. So this would be 600. So the question was how much cord should be used. So like we need to find the value corresponding to C, which is 150 ml, and the water would be 600 ml, and together they make up 750 ml of drink. Question 9. Add or subtract these fractions. So here we need to add. So make the denominator same. Think about the lowest common multiple of 5 and 10. So 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So 10 is the lowest common multiple. So we multiply both of these numbers by 2. And the denominator should be 10. And numerator is 3 times 2, 6, plus 2, which is 8 over 10. And in the simplest terms, so we need to simplify it further. So both of them can be divided by. So what is the highest common factor of 8 and 10? 2 is one of the factor. 4 divides 8 but not 10. So 2 is the highest common factor. And 6 does not divide any of them. So 8 over 2 is 4. 10 over 2 is 5. So the fraction, simplified fraction, is 4 over 5, or 0.8. But we can leave it to 4 over 5 because the answer, the question asked to give the answer as a fraction in simplest terms. Next question. Here the lowest common multiple is 28. So we multiply both of them by 4 because 7 times 4 is 28. So that is 24 minus 3 times 4, which is 12. So that is 12 over 28. So we need to simplify this. We can write it like this. 12, 28. We can divide both of them by 2. That's 6. 28 over 2 is 14. Divide by 2 again. 6 over 2 is 3. 14 over 2 is 7. So that is 3 over 7. And that's the answer. Question 10. Insert an inequality sign to make the following statements correct. So here we need to find which one is bigger, 6 over 10 or 3 over 4. So key is to simplify the bigger fraction and write everything in simplified form. And if it's still not clear, then make the denominator same. So 6 over 10 is dividing by 2. It's 3 over 5, dividing both of them by 2. So 3 over 5 is bigger or 3 over 4 is bigger? Well, 3 over 5 is 0.6. That's one way to do it. And 3 over 4 is 0.75. So 3 over 4 is bigger than 3 over 5. And also it's obvious because Like when something is divided into 4 parts, the 3 parts is much larger portion than if something was divided in 5 parts, then 3 parts is a smaller portion. And if the numerator is same, the more the denominator, the smaller the answer. Because here 3 is being divided into 4, and here it's being divided into more things, 5. So the answer is lower than if it was divided into lower number of parts. 8 over 7 or 11 over 13. So in this case it was easy to compare because numerator was same and smaller denominator means bigger answer, but here both numerator and denominators are different. But there's one trick. This number is more than 1 because numerator is more than the denominator. So this is more than 1 and this is less than 1. So we definitely know that this fraction is bigger than this fraction. Because when the numerator is bigger, this is improper fraction, so it's more than 1. So this fraction is obviously bigger than this fraction. Okay, question 11. Find 1/3 of 36. That's 1/3 multiplied by 36, which is 36 over 3, which is 3 over 3 is 1, 6 over 3 is 2, and that is 12. 4 over 5 of 80. That is same as 4 times 80 over 5, which is 4 times. So we do some cancelling. 5 times 1 is 5, and 8 is 3 more than 5, so remainder is 3. So we write 3 here. 30 over 5 is 6, so that's 16. And 16 times 4 is 4 times 6, 24. Carry over 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2. 6. And that is 64. So these are quick questions. And with practice, you'll be able to do it really quickly. Question 12. Archie thinks of a number. 5th sixth of the number is 60. So we don't know the number, so let's just call it n. 5th sixth is this fraction. 5th sixth of the number n, which we need to find, is 60. What is 3/4 of the number? So first we need to find the number, then we'll find the 3/4 of the number. That's what we need to do to get the answer, to get the final answer. So first we need to find what n is. N is equal to 60 times 6. So multiply both sides by 6. And here it cancels out. So we got 5n is equal to 6 times 60. And now we divide both sides by 5. And this cancels out. So I was trying to get n on its own on this side. So that's n is equal to 60 times 6 over 5, which is 5 times 1 is 5, remainder 1. 5 times 2 is 10. So that's 12 times 6. I could have also done 60 times 6 and then divide the whole thing by 5, but that would be more time consuming. So I'm trying to save the time by cancelling and making the numbers shorter. So 5 times 12 is 60, and 12 times 6 is 72. But in case you don't remember the timetable, 6 times 2 would be 12. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1, 7. So it's extremely important to remember all the timetables up to 9 or up to 10, and then it's easier to find the multiples of 2-digit numbers. So the answer is, no, sorry, that's not the final answer. That's why I wrote this, to remind myself. There's some more calculation. The final answer would be 3 over 4 of the number, which is 72. and 72 over 4 is, so 4 times 1 is 4, remainder 3, that's 32. 32 over 4 is 8, so that is 3 times 18. So if you don't know the 18th timetable, you can do 3 times 8, 24, and 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2, 5. So the answer is 54. Next question. Complete the table. Fraction, decimal, percentage. So this is a really useful question because doing this question means you'll have a better understanding of fraction, decimals, and percentage. So percentage, 2%, that just means 2 divided by 100. So the fraction is 2 divided by 100, but it's always good to write in a simplified form. So that will be 1 over 50, halving both 2 and 100. So ignore this. The fraction is 1 over 50. That is 2%, and decimal would be 0.02 because 2 over 100 is 0.02 as a decimal. And if this is the decimal, the percentage, the fraction would be, the percentage would be 68%, because converting any fraction or a decimal to percentage, we simply multiply the number by 100. So to convert 0.68, which is a decimal between 0 and 1, to convert this into percentage, we simply multiply this by 100, and that's 68. So it's 68%, and fraction would be 68 over 100, but we need to simplify it. So I like simplifying like this. Oops. I'm just waiting for the screen to get clearer. Yeah, now it's clear. So divide both of them by 2. 6 over 2 is 3. 8 over 2 is 4. 100 over 2 is 50. Divide by 2 again. This method is really useful to find highest common factor and lowest common multiple as well. So 34 over 4, 3 over 2 is 1. 14 over 2 is 7. That's 17, and that's 25. Now this is simplified form. So 68 over 100 in a simplified ratio is 17 over 25. So that's our simplified fraction. I'm going to write it here, 17 over 25. That's a simplified fraction. And also we can tell the highest common factor of 68 and 100 from this calculation. It's just 4 times 4. So the highest common factor of 68 and 100 is 2 times 2, which is 4. So all the multiple of all the numbers on this side. And the lowest common multiple would be the highest common factor multiplied by the 2 numbers at the end, the simplified ratio, times 17 times 25. We don't need this for this question, but just for the clarity, it could be useful in like LCM could be useful for making the denominator same, and HCF could be useful for simplifying fractions. So here I divided both of them by 4, which is the highest common factor, to get 17 over 25. Now the fraction is a mixed fraction. We first convert it to improper. Denominator will stay 4, and the numerator will be 1 times 4, which is 4, plus 1, 5. That's 5 over 4. Decimal is easier to calculate this way. 1 over 4 means 1 plus 1 over 4, which is 1 plus 1 over 4 is 0.25. It's very helpful to remember that. like this value that 1 over 4 is 0.25, because 1 over 4 is 25% and 25% is 0.25, and that's 1.25. Or we could also do long division. Yeah, 5 over 4. 4 times 1 is 4. And 5 minus 4 is 1. And 1 is not divisible by 4, so we just put a decimal point here and a 0 here. 4 times 2 is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. And we've already put a decimal point, and 2 is not divisible by 4, so just simply put a 0 here. And 20 over 4 is 5, so that's 1.25. And to write this as a percentage, it will be 1.25 multiplied by 100. To convert anything into percentage, just times it by 100, and that is 125%. And yeah, 125%, and that means 25% increase than the original value. Now in this question we need to find the angles marked A and B. A is here and B is here. It's very easy to find B because we know that angles in a straight line add up to 180. So and the angle B is simply 180 minus 70, which is 110 degrees. And angle A is 180 because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, minus these two angles, minus 80 minus 70. 180 minus 80 is 100, minus 70, 100 minus 70 is 30. So A is 30 degrees. So we have A is 30 degrees and B is 110 degrees. That's the answer. Part B. The 80 degrees angle decreases to 75 degrees as the tips further. So now we have a new triangle. This becomes 75 degrees. What happens to angle C? This was angle C. So if this becomes 5 degrees less, the angle C would be 180 minus 75, because this was 80 before. Now this angle is 75 degrees. So C would be 180 minus 75 because these are angles in a straight line. And that is 105 degrees. And what happens to angle C? So if this decreases by 5, C increases by 5. So it has increased by 5 degrees. Before C was 100 and now it's 105. So it increased by 5 degrees. Okay. So this is our last page. Question 15. Calculate the perimeter of this rectangle. In a rectangle, we know that these two sides are same and these two sides are same. So we just need to add these two sides and then double it. So that would be 3.6 plus 6.1. 9.7, and then times 9.7 by 2. 2 times 7 is 14, and 9 times 2 is 18 plus 1, 19. That's the perimeter is 19.4 centimeter because all of these units are in centimeter. 9.4 centimeter. Question 16. Calculate the area of the right angle triangle. So this is also one of the easy marks. So just multiply 8 times 4.5, but that would be the area of the whole rectangle. It's rectangle, because this is a triangle, we need to times it by half. So cancel out where you can. So it simplifies down to 4 times 4.5. So multiplying it by 4 means doubling 2 times, doubling the number 2 times. So double of 4.5 is 9, and double of 9 is 18. So that's just 18 centimeters squared. That's the area. Question 17. A piece of wire 42 centimeter long is bent into shape of a rectangle. So we know the perimeter of the rectangle is 42 centimeter. If the rectangle is twice as long as wide, what is the area? So we have this situation where the rectangle is twice as long as wide. What is the area? We know the perimeter. So let's just write what we know. We know that these two sides add up to half of the perimeter. The perimeter is 42 centimeter. Because these two is half of the perimeter, it would be 21. 2x plus x is simply like, because that's just x, both of the terms are x terms, so 2x plus 1x is simply like adding 2 plus 1, 3. So that would be 3x is equal to 21, which is half of 42, because we're adding half of the sides of a whole perimeter, and x is equal to 21 over 3, which is 7. So we know that this side is 7, this side is twice as long as 7, 14, and now it's easy to calculate area, length times width. That's 14 times 7, which is 7 times 4, 28. 7 times 1, 7, plus 2, 9. So the area is 98. Now we have to think about the units. Because this is in centimeter, the unit would be centimeter squared. 98 centimeters squared, and that's the area. Question 18. In how many ways can you join the two shapes shown below to make a figure with one line of symmetry? So if we join this square here, then it would have one line of symmetry like this. If we joined like this, then it won't have one line of symmetry. If we joined like this, we would. That would be the one line of symmetry. And if we join like above, then it won't. So there are two possible ways. Sorry, it doesn't look like a square. Okay, now that's the shape. There are two ways so that it can have one line of symmetry, and we have one square to add anywhere on this shape. So if we add it here, then we have one line of symmetry. Or if we add this here, then we have one line of symmetry. That would be this. So there are two ways. Last two questions, which are the hardest two questions in this paper as well. So I'm just waiting for it to clear up. Yeah, now it's clear. The numbers 1 to 12 are to be placed such that the sum of 4 numbers in each of the 6 rows in the diagram below is the same. So we want all the sums to be same, like adding all the numbers in this line to be equal to all the numbers in this line to be equal to the sum of all the numbers in this line, and this line. So all the numbers, the sum of all numbers in all the lines should be equal. So the sum of 4 numbers in each row in the diagram below is the same. And we know that numbers are from 1 to 12. So all the numbers in this star is 1 to 12. Which letter will be replaced by number 7? So for this we need to find what number will come in each place. So what would be the first step? First step would be to find what the sum of each line is. And here all the numbers are given. So the sum we want is 3 plus 8 plus 6 plus 9. So 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 plus 9 is 20 plus 6, 26. So the sum in each line is 26. And now we can easily find D, because we know that 1 plus 5 plus D plus 9 is equal to 26. 9 plus 1 is 10 plus 5, 15. So D plus 15 is equal to 26. What plus 15 is 26? What number at 15 is equal to 26? So D is simply 26 take away 15, which is 11. So we know that D is 11. So I'm going to write all the letters we need to find now. We need to find A, B, C, D, and E. These are the letters we need to find, and we already found D. And the numbers which could take place, so we know that this is 11. That's 11. Let me write all the numbers from 1 to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 is already taken here. 2 is not. 3 is taken. 4 is taken. 5 is also taken. 6 is taken. 7, 8. 8 already appears here. 9 taken. 10, 11. 11 is taken as well because D is 11. So we just found out D is equal to 11. So now the possible values of A, B, C, and E are 2, 7, 10, and 12. These are the 4 possible values of A, B, C, and E. And now let's just write the equations. 3 plus A plus B plus 1 is equal to 26. So that means A plus B is, because 3 plus 1 is 4, A plus B is 26, take away 4, just 22. And the other equation is C. This, if we consider adding all of the numbers in this line, we'll have, there's less space. Okay, we'll have C plus 6 plus 11 plus E. That's equal to C plus E. 11 plus 6 is 17, plus 17 is equal to 26, which means C plus E is 26 take away 17, which is 9. So here are the 2 equations. We need 2 more. So we have consider this, and these two sums we already know. We have looked at this line. Now let's look at this line. This line is 4 plus b plus 5 plus e is 26. So b plus e is equal to 26 minus 4 minus 5. So 26 minus 9, which is 17. Now this last line left. 4 plus a plus 8 plus c is equal to 26. A plus c is equal to 8 plus 4 is 12. So a plus c is equal to 26, take away 12, which is 14. So we got 4 equations, and we have, let's write here all the 4. A plus b, 22. C plus e is 9. B plus e is 17. A plus c is 14. So we can now find b. We can find what b is, because we have a in common, and here we have e in common. So like there are many ways to do it, but now let's try it this way. So equation 1 minus equation 2, a will cancel out because a minus a is 0. B minus c is equal to 22 minus 14, which is 7. So we know the difference between b and c is 7. And now this is a big hint. No, sorry, this is 8. 22 minus 14 is 8. So this is a big hint, because we know that whatever c is, b is 8 more than c. So b is the value of c plus 8. So the value of b is 8 more than the value of c. So let me write it here. B is c plus 8. So c cannot be 12, because then the b would be outside the range. C cannot be 10, because 10 plus 8 is 18, and 18 is not possible. C cannot be 7, because 7 plus 8 is 15, not possible. It's outside the range. So C must be 2, that's the only possible value. If C is 2, then the B is 2 plus 8, which is 10. So we found C and B. We conclude that B is 10 and C is 2. So let's just write it here. B is 10 and C is 2. Now we can easily find what A is, because all of these should add up to 26, and 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 10 is 14. 14 plus what number? That should be A, the value of A. 14 plus A is equal to 26. So A must be 26 minus 14, which is 12. So we found A as well. A must be 12. That was this one was C, this one was B, and this is A. So now we know E. E must be 10. So here are all the values. We just found out that A is 12 and E is 10. So we found all the values, and now the question was, which letter will replace the number 7? Oh no, B was 10. E is 7, sorry. I cut 7 instead of 10 by mistake. This is E. So this must be 7. So now, let's make sure it adds up. That's 2 plus 6, 8 plus 11, 19 plus 7, 26. So it does add up. So the important thing is E is equal to 7. So then which letter will be replaced by number 7? And that letter would be E. So the answer is E, because number 7 is replaced by E in this diagram. Last question. A 24-hour digital watch shows only hours and minutes. How many times each day does the watch show at least 2 4 simultaneously? So the time would range from 0 0 0 0. That's the first time it will show, and it will go up to 23:59, which is 23:59 at night, 11:59 at night, and a minute later it will go back to 0 0 0 0. So that's new day. So how many times will it show? Will the clock shows? How many times will the clock show at least 2 4 simultaneously? So we want the clock to show 2 4s. So for numbers other than these numbers on this side will range from 1 to 23, and numbers on this side of the clock will range from 1 to 59, because if it's 60 then it just goes on to next hour. So from here, how many numbers do we have which has 4 in them? 4 and 14, right? Because 24, it will never show 24, it will show 0 0 instead after 24 hours. So it will only show the numbers which include the digit 4 2 times. One time is 4 and one time is 14. The rest of the time would be non-4 digits in this area. So we have how many non-4 digits? We have 22 digits on this side without 4. There are only 2 digits. 2 times 4 will be included here during the day. So there are 22 digits without the letter 4. And on this side, we have 4. The digits in the numbers which include 4 are 4, 14, 24, 34, 54, and all the 40s, like 40 to 49. So how many are these? So this is 1 2 3 4 5 plus this range is 10, and these are 5, so total this is 15. And the digits on this side, the non-4 digits, when the time shows the non-4 digits here, they're like the 22 digits, except like all the time except 4 something or 14 something, all the other times. The only times the clock will show 2 4 simultaneously is when it's something like 44 for non-4 digit. And for all the digits which have 4, at least 1 4 on the first letter, it will show 2 4 simultaneously 15 times. 15 times for 4, 15 times for 14. So the total is 15 plus 15. So if the first digit shows 4 or 14, if there is a 4 on one of these places, if there's a 4 here, then there would be two. The clock will show 2 4 simultaneously 15 times, 5 times here, and 10 times here. It will even show 3 4s when it's 44. So, but the question just says at least 2, so we need 2 or more, and we're not concerned with 2 4s or 3 4s. So it will show 15 times for 4, 15 times for 14, and when and any other time the leftover 22 digits, the clock will show 2 4 simultaneously only when the minute is 44 minutes after past that hour. So plus 22, because all the other times it will only show 2 4 simultaneously, 1 at this instance when it's 44. So the answer would be 15 plus 15 plus 22, that is 30, plus 22, 52. So the answer is 52. It will the clock will show 2 4 simultaneously 52 times. And that is the end of paper. And here are the answers. So if you try the paper again and want to check the answers, it's written here, except this one was wrong. This is not 388. This is 338 instead. But part B answer is right. I might have miscopied this. So so that's the end of video, and thank you for joining me solving this Sevenoaks paper, and best of luck for the exam. Okay. And thank you everyone.